Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a story that is not just inspiring but also one of the most powerful examples of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. If you're ready to learn some new English words and improve your listening skills, this video is perfect for you. Trust me, after hearing this story, you'll feel more motivated than ever before. It's about a man who started with nothing but became one of the greatest to ever live. His name, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York, but he grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina. He was the fourth child of a hard-working family, and his parents were always there to support him. His mother, Dolores Jordan, was very strict, while his father, James Jordan Sr., was a huge influence on him. They taught Michael the values of hard work, discipline, and respect for others. As a child, Michael was not always the best athlete. In fact, he was very shy and struggled with self-confidence. His first love was baseball, not basketball. But his mother always encouraged him to try new things, so he joined the basketball team at Emsley A. Laney High School. When Michael first joined the high school basketball team, he wasn't a star. In fact, during his sophomore year, he was cut from the team. Can you imagine? The future NBA legend, the person who would become the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school team. This moment could have broken him, but instead, it motivated him to work even harder. Michael went home that night, devastated. But his parents were there for him. His mother encouraged him not to give up, and his father reminded him that success is built on hard work and persistence. So, Michael spent that entire summer practicing, shooting hoops, running, and getting stronger every day. He didn't just play basketball, he became obsessed with it. He wanted to prove to everyone that he was capable of greatness. By his junior year, Michael made the team again, and this time, he was unstoppable. His dedication paid off as he became the star of the team. His talent on the court was undeniable. He could jump higher, run faster, and score more than anyone else. But it wasn't just his physical abilities that made him stand out. It was his mindset. Michael developed a belief in himself that no one could shake. He learned that failure wasn't something to fear. It was just a stepping stone to greater success. After high school, Michael went on to play college basketball at the University of North Carolina, UNC. There, he played for Coach Dean Smith, who would teach him important lessons about teamwork, discipline, and focus. In 1982, Michael hit the game-winning shot in the NCAA championship game. That moment marked the beginning of his legendary career. People started to notice Michael Jordan, and he was quickly becoming a household name. Despite his rising success, Michael's life was not without challenges. He faced doubts from others who thought he was too small or not strong enough to compete at the highest level. But Michael didn't listen to the critics. He was determined to prove them wrong. In 1984, Michael made the bold decision to enter the NBA draft. At the time, he wasn't even considered the top pick. However, the Chicago Bulls saw his potential and selected him with the third overall pick. Michael was excited to start his professional career, but he knew it wouldn't be easy. The NBA was full of incredibly talented players, and he would need to work harder than ever to prove he belonged. Michael Jordan's professional career with the Chicago Bulls began in 1984, but things were not as easy as they seemed. He quickly became known for his incredible athleticism, but also his hunger to win and his drive to be the best. He didn't just want to play basketball, he wanted to change the game itself. In his first season, Michael made an immediate impact. He scored a rookie record and quickly became one of the most exciting players in the league. He averaged 28.2 points per game, which is incredible for a first-year player. His style of play was flashy and full of energy. He would slam dunk over taller players, making incredible moves that had the crowd screaming. But it wasn't just his athleticism that made him special. It was his attitude. Michael Jordan had a unique belief that anything was possible if you worked hard enough for it. His confidence was contagious. But even with all this talent, Michael's early years in the NBA weren't easy. Despite his individual brilliance, his team wasn't winning championships. He could score, jump, and perform amazing feats on the court, but basketball is a team sport. The Chicago Bulls weren't making it past the first round of the playoffs, and Michael's frustration started to grow. He wanted to win more than anything, but it seemed like his team wasn't ready to take that final step. But Michael never stopped pushing himself, and he didn't give up on his teammates. Instead of focusing on the failures, he kept working harder, practicing longer hours, and demanding more from everyone around him. Michael didn't just lead by example, he pushed his teammates to work harder. He challenged them, sometimes in tough ways, but always with the goal of making the team better. During the late 1980s, Michael started to build a reputation as a winner. He won back-to-back scoring titles in 1987 and 1988, and in 1988, he was named NBA Most Valuable Player, MVP, for the first time. But even with these personal achievements, he knew that basketball wasn't just about individual awards. He wanted to win championships, and he knew he needed help. That's when the Chicago Bulls made a huge change. They brought in Phil Jackson, a coach who would become one of the most successful in NBA history. Under Phil Jackson's leadership, the Bulls began to change. Jackson was known for his calm demeanor and team-oriented approach, which balanced Michael's fiery passion. Phil Jackson helped Michael Jordan understand that teamwork was just as important as individual talent. Jackson also introduced the triangle offense, a strategy that played to Michael's strengths, allowing him to score while also involving his teammates. Together, Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson would go on to build an incredible dynasty. The Bulls' first real taste of success came in 1991, when they finally reached the NBA Finals. They were up against the Los Angeles Lakers, led by Magic Johnson, one of the greatest players of all time. This was a huge moment for Michael Jordan. He had always been compared to the legends before him, but now was his chance to prove himself. The pressure was on, but Michael was ready. The Bulls won the series in 5 games, and Michael Jordan was named Finals MVP. That was the moment when the world realized Michael Jordan was not just a great player, but a winner. But Michael didn't stop there. He kept pushing for more. The Bulls went on to win the NBA championship in 1992 as well, and again in 1993. Michael had finally reached the top, but his desire for success never wavered. He wasn't satisfied with just one championship. He wanted to build a dynasty. His work ethic, competitive nature, and never-ending drive were the reasons behind the Bulls' continued success. Then, in 1993, something unexpected happened. At the peak of his career, with 3 NBA championships in a row, Michael Jordan made the shocking decision to retire from basketball. It wasn't because he couldn't win more titles or was burned out. It was because of a tragedy. His father, James Jordan Sr., was tragically murdered during a robbery. The loss of his father was devastating to Michael, and he decided to step away from basketball to grieve and reflect on his life. During his time away from basketball, Michael pursued a professional baseball career, following his father's love for the sport. He played in the minor leagues for a while, but it was clear that his heart was in basketball. In 1995, Michael Jordan made the emotional decision to return to the NBA and to the Chicago Bulls. His first game back was met with cheers and excitement, and it didn't take long for him to remind everyone why he was called the greatest. Michael Jordan's return was nothing short of spectacular. He led the Bulls to 3 more consecutive NBA championships, winning titles in 1996, 1997, and 1998. These years were some of the best in NBA history, with Michael leading his team through intense competition and pressure. His basketball IQ, ability to perform under pressure, and clutch moments were unmatched. His leadership and will to win were the driving forces behind the team's success. By the time Michael Jordan retired for the second time in 1999, he had won 6 NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls, been named NBA Finals MVP 6 times, and became a global icon. His legacy was cemented, and he was widely considered the greatest basketball player to ever live. But what made Michael Jordan truly special wasn't just his skills on the court. It was his mentality. He believed that the only way to succeed was to never stop striving for greatness, no matter how many obstacles came his way. Even after his second retirement, Michael Jordan's influence on the game of basketball continued. His brand, Air Jordan, became a cultural symbol, and his impact on sports and pop culture is still felt today. Michael Jordan's story isn't just about basketball. It's about overcoming challenges, never giving up, and always pushing yourself to be the best you can be. His life teaches us that success is not given to you. It's earned through hard work, resilience, and a mindset that refuses to accept failure. In the early 1980s, Michael Jordan was a rising star in the world of basketball. His skills on the court were incredible, but there was something that many people didn't know. Nike, the famous sportswear brand, was struggling to find success in basketball. Nike had just started to create basketball shoes, but they weren't very popular yet. They were known for running shoes, but not for basketball. Nike was looking for a player to help them transform the basketball shoe market, and they needed someone who could help them create a new image. They thought of Michael Jordan. At the time, Michael was still a rookie with the Chicago Bulls, but Nike saw his potential, both on and off the court. They offered him a deal, but there was a catch. Nike had no experience with basketball shoes, and they weren't sure if Michael would be the right fit. The Nike team, led by a man named Phil Knight, took a chance. They created a new kind of shoe that was bold, different, and never seen before. They called it the Air Jordan. The shoes were bright, with a unique red, black, and white design, reflecting Michael's team colors. Nike decided to go all in, making these shoes a symbol of Michael's greatness. But there was one big problem. The NBA didn't like the new design. The NBA banned the Air Jordan shoes because they didn't match the uniform requirements. They thought the shoes were too bold and didn't match the team colors. But Michael Jordan and Nike weren't discouraged by this. Instead, they turned it into a marketing opportunity. Nike started to advertise that Michael Jordan was wearing shoes that the NBA banned. It was like they were saying, "These shoes are so special that the NBA couldn't handle them." The controversy made people even more excited to buy them. The shoes became a symbol of rebellion, individuality, and breaking the rules to achieve success. The Air Jordan shoes were a huge success, and they quickly became more than just basketball shoes. They became a cultural icon. People didn't just want to wear them for basketball. They wore them to look cool, to be part of something bigger, and to feel like they could achieve greatness, just like Michael Jordan. This partnership between Nike and Michael Jordan was a turning point in both their careers. The success of the Air Jordan brand helped Nike become the dominant force in the basketball shoe market. It wasn't just about the shoes anymore. It was about the message behind them. Believing in yourself, taking risks, and creating something bigger than what people expected. Today, the Air Jordan brand is still going strong, more than 30 years after the first pair of shoes was released. The Air Jordan sneakers remain one of the best-selling shoes in the world, and Michael Jordan's name is still synonymous with success, hard work, and legendary status. Through his partnership with Nike, Michael Jordan didn't just change the way we think about basketball shoes. He changed the way we think about athletes as brands. He proved that athletes could be more than just players. They could be entrepreneurs, trendsetters, and leaders both on and off the court. And it all started with a bold step forward, wearing shoes that were banned by the NBA but loved by the world. Michael Jordan's journey didn't end with his basketball career. While his championships, MVP titles, and records cemented his place in basketball history, it was his legacy that truly set him apart. His impact went far beyond just the sport of basketball. He changed the game, inspired millions, and created a lasting legacy that continues to this day. After retiring for the second time in 1999, Michael didn't disappear from the public eye. Instead, he shifted his focus to business, becoming one of the most successful athletes off the court. His brand, Air Jordan, became more than just a line of shoes. It became a cultural phenomenon. People all over the world wore Jordan sneakers, aspiring to live up to the greatness that the shoes symbolized. It wasn't just about the basketball shoes, it was about the mindset they represented. When you put on a pair of Air Jordans, you were not just wearing sneakers. You were stepping into the world of Michael Jordan, where hard work, discipline, and success were everything. Jordan's influence didn't stop there. In 2006, he became part owner and the president of basketball operations for the Charlotte Hornets. Through his leadership, he brought new energy to the team and worked tirelessly to improve it. Michael didn't just want to own a team, he wanted to make sure the team thrived, just like he had done with the Bulls. His competitive spirit remained as strong as ever, and he used his influence and business acumen to push the Hornets to new heights. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of Michael Jordan's life is how he's inspired generations of people, not just basketball players. His mentality became a model for anyone who wanted to achieve success. People from all walks of life, students, business professionals, artists, and athletes, looked up to Michael's ability to overcome failure and turn it into success. He became the embodiment of never giving up and always striving for greatness, no matter how many obstacles you face. One of Michael's most famous quotes is, "I can accept failure, everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." This quote captures the essence of who Michael Jordan is. He didn't fear failure because he knew that failure was a part of the journey. What mattered most to him was putting in the effort, trying his best every single time, and always striving for more. This mentality is what made him the greatest of all time. He understood that success isn't about always winning, but about never losing the will to try. In addition to his impact in basketball and business, Michael Jordan's philanthropy also leaves a powerful legacy. He has donated millions of dollars to various causes, especially those related to education, healthcare, and youth programs. Through his Jordan brand, he's worked to empower young people and help them build better futures. He's made it clear that success is not just about what you achieve for yourself, it's about lifting others up along the way. Michael Jordan also proved that it's not about where you come from, but about where you're willing to go. Growing up in a small town in North Carolina, he wasn't born with fame or fortune. But through his hard work, discipline, and dedication, he became one of the most influential people in the world. He showed that your circumstances don't define you, your actions do. Even today, Michael Jordan continues to inspire. Whether it's through his Hall of Fame speeches, his involvement with the Charlotte Hornets, or his ongoing philanthropic efforts, Michael Jordan's message is clear. Success comes from believing in yourself, putting in the work, and never accepting anything less than greatness. His story teaches us that we all face setbacks, struggles, and doubts, but it's not about those challenges, it's about how we respond to them. Michael Jordan didn't let failures define him. Instead, he used them as stepping stones to become greater than anyone thought possible. When people told him he wasn't good enough, he proved them wrong. When he faced injury, he came back stronger. When his teammates doubted themselves, he led them to victory. Michael Jordan's story is the ultimate lesson in resilience, leadership, and the power of believing in yourself. As we reflect on his journey, we can draw one powerful conclusion. Success doesn't happen overnight. It takes dedication, it takes hard work, and it takes the unwavering belief that no matter how many times you fall, you can always rise again. Michael Jordan's life reminds us that anything is possible if we are willing to put in the effort, take risks, and never give up. Michael Jordan is more than just a basketball legend. He's a living example of what it means to strive for excellence, overcome adversity, and inspire the world to do the same. His legacy will live on forever, not just in the history books, but in the hearts of everyone who dares to dream big and work tirelessly to make those dreams a reality. Remember, achieving your dreams isn't about taking the easiest path. It's about facing challenges, overcoming obstacles, and never losing faith in yourself. Just like Michael Jordan, who was told he wasn't good enough, You may face doubts and setbacks, but that's when your true strength shines. The road to success is never straight, but it's those difficult moments that build your character and teach you valuable lessons. Stay focused, work hard, and trust the process, because every step you take brings you closer to where you want to be. Believe in your abilities, even when no one else does, and keep pushing forward. Your dreams are waiting for you. Don't let fear hold you back. You have the power to create the life you desire, and with determination and belief, you can achieve the impossible.